Welcome to Hear This, a podcast with Adam Pretorius and our guest, Rob McCain. Today we are talking about crazy stories in real estate. Gentlemen, I expect you to come with your best stories today.
Gentlemen, oh.
I use
We're
that term
funny already.
I use that loosely.
Before the stories come out.
Before the stories come out. So, something that real estate agents love to do is sit around and talk about all of the crazy shit that they see in houses while showing, because it's like a cross section of humanity. You never know what you're going to find. And we all have a couple of awesome stories in our back pocket. So, Rob, since you're our guest, why don't you tell us one of your favorites?
And we'll start tame with a story.
PG.
Yes, we were looking at property, and I had a young family, and they're no longer here in town, so I feel safer with that even. And they had a little girl who was 2.5, maybe 3, potty trained, and she was so proud of being potty trained. And as we go into a house, we have to take our shoes off when we go to look at the house. She took her shoes off, and she made a point of saying, "Oh, this carpet is so pretty and white, and it feels so good." And she started dancing around and singing. And she goes, "Oh, no, I'm pooping and I cannot stop." She danced around the whole living room.
Was it like coming down the pant leg?
Going down the back, and you could see every place she had hopped. And I called the other realtor, and I didn't try to be funny. I said, "This is kind of a shitty story." Oh, no pun intended.
Yeah.
He did not find it as amusing at the time, but now he does. Yeah.
Did
something to
you
look back
have to pay for professional carpet
We got to pay
cleaning?
for professional carpeting.
You did, or the client helped pay?
Oh, they did, but it
Okay.
did not come clean.
Oh.
So we got to buy new white
I wonder what
carpeting.
she was eating.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
We should go on the road. You're a great straight man.
But I think when it comes to shitty stories,
That-
I think every realtor's got at least one of them, because we talk about all the glamorous side of this profession, but how many toilets have you had to personally clean? And the worst ones are the ones where somebody goes to use the bathroom and they don't realize the water's off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I'll come back 2 months to get that house ready for closing day, and I go in there and it's just dried, just cake dried to the bottom, and it's like, oh, well, another one of those days. Get the gloves on. Got to go in. I mean, you got to
But
do
if
it.
you've gone to show property and they come out and they go, "The water's not on." So then you finish showing, and then you go to the wherever convenience store, buy 2 gallons of water, go back, dump them in there so you can flush the toilet.
I've done that for an open house. I didn't even know who did it. It was just somebody at the open house, and I'm shutting the place down, and I realize there's a present in the toilet that cannot be flushed. So then I have to go to the gas station and buy water to flush the toilet of the turd of some stranger that I don't know.
But you know what else is weird, since we're on the topic of toilets? As somebody who loves bidets, like I like bidets, but the ones where it's like just a little wand that's connected to the side, that is so gross. And it's just sitting there like a little kitchen faucet wand. Like, yuck.
I just sold a house that has a makeshift low rent bidet like that. It looks like a kitchen sprayer. And we were trying to decide, is this for spraying off diapers, or is this a do-it-yourself bidet? We're not sure.
Yeah, I don't want one. No.
But okay, so we're in a college town. So, and we have to protect our clients, which can be tough in a college town, because we've all listed an income property where the college tenants, had some incriminating evidence sitting around, or posters, or you left the bong on the front table, and it's like,
art.
You gotta
It's not
put
a
it
bong.
away.
Right.
I mean, it's tough. It's such a tough thing in this industry, but we owe that privacy to our clients, which go ahead.
Oh, but I love it when you come up and it's like a Cheech and Chong movie. You open the door and the smoke
The smell.
whipping out.
Your client
and
is
that
like,
6-foot bong in the living room.
Why does it smell like a skunk in here?
That's the best, because then the client always says, "Oh, this smells like college."
Yes,
Yep, we know what you're referring to. But I had a colleague. This didn't happen to me, and he scheduled a showing, and he showed up, and he opens the door, and he sees just this naked butt bobbing up and down on the couch. He was appalled. He just left, shut the door, went to the hall. The homeowner came out and said, "Oh, I didn't know you had a scheduled showing," and it was his client. And he said, "Well, I did." And the thing is, that guy knew. He knew. He just wanted to show off his girlfriend.
Whose butt was the one that was bobbing on the
You know, I didn't ask him the end of the story. I'll leave that to you.
So if we're going to go down this road, and I'm going to tell a story that I said I wouldn't, is it okay if I...
Please.
So we're showing a house on the east side of Iowa City, and we're looking at it. The people really like the house. So we go, and we're down in the lower level, and we're thinking, this family room is too small. It doesn't match the upstairs. We kind of forgot about it, looked at the rest of the lower level, and we're in the utility room. And behind the washer, to the right of the washer, there's another door, not a 3.0 door, no handicap door. And we moved the washer just a little bit to open it up to find a probably 4 foot wide by 12 foot long, which was the size that we're missing in the basement. A secret room full of all kinds of toys and a swing and something that I bet Grandpa and Grandma forgot about when they...
So was that on the MLS report?
It was not.
Did it say secret tool room or dungeon?
No, it said toy room. It should have said.
Adult toys.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Emily, tell us your story.
So speaking of your being at a house and you're questioning what this thing is, you questioned the door. I was in a older house and there was a former front porch that had been enclosed and sort of incorporated into the property.
Okay.
All along the walls of this porch were just freezer chests. There were probably like 6 freezer chests all lined up in there.
Put the lotion on the skin.
So the little voice in my head, it's like the devil and the angel. One side is like, don't look, don't open them. The other voice is, you know you want to see it. Open one. Why do they have so many freezer chests? So finally, I can't control myself any longer, and I lift up the lid, and there's a pile of frozen heads.
Yeah.
Human heads.
Severed deer heads.
Just looking up at you.
With eyeballs and everything. Still.
Taxidermy.
It was a taxidermist house, but the shock of seeing severed deer heads, it was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, this is a really bad story, but it always stigmatized homes. And for those of you that don't know what a stigmatized homes are, that's a home that could have had a bad drug deal or ghost in it or a murder that occurred in it or suicide or just a death of some sort. We're not required to disclose them here, which...
Unless you have a client who specifically says, has anyone died here?
If they ask you, because it could be considered a material adverse fact.
But he may know it and I don't. So I don't have to disclose what I don't know.
Exactly. But then there's some out here like where there's been where everyone knows. There's just some cases where everyone knows. And it always makes you wonder, like, what kind of person buys a house? Like, that kind of house where something horrible has happened, you should just demolish it. Like, I'm not superstitious, but you couldn't pay me $5 to spend the night in that house because there's some horrible things that have happened there. I can't, like, if I had a bad day, I just don't want to think about that. So who wants to live in a house like that? Who would pay? You'd have to pay me a lot to do that. So there was a house where something happened and it went on the market, took forever to sold. And then it finally sold. And then it went up for resale. And I showed it when it came up for resale. About 4 or 5 years ago, it came up. And I went in and I've never got chills so bad because the type of person that bought that house, they didn't just were okay with what happened there. They embraced it.
It wasn't just a good deal. And they're like, oh.
No, they had flesh eating wall art on the walls and just really just creepy artwork. And just then I got into the primary bath and they had one of those, I call it the King Tut tomb tubs, the ones that are encased in tile, the giant ones. And they had all these candles placed all around it almost. Yeah, it was just off. And I got the chills so bad. I called that agent when I left. I said, you got to take that artwork down. But wow. I mean, that's just.
You would go creepy on us, wouldn't you? We were having fun. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. We're getting into people's personal lives. And that's part of being in this industry. And you see things that sometimes you wish you hadn't.
Exactly.
That is true. And there's more than one way you can be creeped out when you're in a property. One time I was working an open house and I was the only one there. a man came in and just right away, like on some chemical level, I was like, I don't like you. I don't like
Something's
you at
not
all.
right.
You're creepy. You can stay the hell away from me. And so I made a point of always keeping the kitchen island between us. And we were basically circling each other around the kitchen island. Like he was
Cat
sort of
and mouse.
following me and I was just keeping the island there. And I'm thinking, where's the door?
The showing tango.
Where are the kitchen knives? Like this guy is freaking me out. And I'm not a particularly like small human being. So I'm trying to gauge like, could I
Take him
if I wanted to? I don't know. And finally another couple came in. It was a man and a woman. And when they came in, he sort of skedaddled off to another room. And the gentleman looked at his girlfriend or his wife, and she looked at me and she goes, what's going on? And I said, I don't know. That guy's weird. She goes, do you want us to stay here until he leaves? And I said,
That was nice of them.
yes, I do.
Wow.
So whatever weird mojo was in the air was strong enough for them
To feel it as
sense
well.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Creepy.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been creeped out by a client or somebody at an open house?
I can't say.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Nothing's coming to my mind.
So sometimes when you're showing a house, like talking about rentals, tenant occupied properties, the tenants themselves are just weird and creepy, right? Have you
That's
ever
different.
have you ever walked in for a showing and, the tenants have 24 hours notice that you're coming.
Right.
And you just get the feeling like this place is not vacant. There's people in here somewhere. So you sort of tentatively tap on the bedroom doors before you go in. Nobody says anything. You think it's open. You always lead. So you like creep the door open. You're like, oh God, what's going to be in here? Oh, naked college guys still in bed, even though it's 3:00 in the afternoon, just laying there with a sheet on them to waist level. It's obviously that they're not really wearing any clothes and they're awake. So they heard you come in, but why are they still laying there? Like, why wouldn't they just say, oh, I'm in here. Give me a second. No, they want you to walk in. Why?
College kids.
Why?
It's college town.
Put on some shorts, dude, and go outside. Take a smoke.
They're proud of themselves.
Or something.
Maybe they thought it was the beginning of a porno movie. Who knows?
I don't know.
I had someone ask me once, and we were in the primary bedroom, and they go, Adam, you think I could have fisheye on that ceiling there, hold 400 pounds? Didn't ask anymore, but I said, I don't know. I'm not a structural engineer, but probably not.
400 pounds. So it wasn't a heavy plant. No.
No. Well, I mean, the combined weight of two adult humans.
The visuals you're getting right now, Adam. All right, tell us some more stories. Who's got more?
Showing stories. It's not a long story. I was showing property and the lady had indigestion all day. She was about 9 months pregnant and her water broke in my car. That was one story. She didn't really have indigestion. She was going into labor.
Did you take her to the hospital?
Yes, we went to the hospital.
Okay.
That was embarrassing. And they cleaned the car. That was nice of them.
Did they buy a house?
They
Or
did.
Oh,
They did.
Wow.
Did they name the child after you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
To get your tattoo.
Yeah, no.
Are you the godfather?
No, none of that stuff. No.
Wow, that's quite a story.
I see. I don't know. Do you have any more fun stories? I have a, it's not about showing. Can I leave this showing?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to bring Steve Anderson into this.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
this is, many years ago, I'm new to real estate.
yeah.
And I had a prior life, I was a professional clown. Well, I still am. Okay, no comment. Come on, you were going to say something. They used to pay me to be a clown, okay?
Right. Okay. All right. Good to differentiate.
So it's a Friday afternoon. We have been delayed on a closing 2-3 times. And Steve says, all right, guys, let's close this tomorrow on a Saturday. Well, I was a clown. I had 4 birthday parties that day. I said, I'm going to be in makeup. And Steve just laughs and says, yeah, sure. I think he thought I was joking because when I showed up on Saturday at 11 o'clock, he looked at me like, who are you? And he was not going to let me into the closing.
Like, what kind of makeup are we talking here? White face?
White face clown, blue hair, just like my grandma. It was full-on clown.
Happy clown or creepy clown?
Happy clown. Everybody's a creepy clown now, thanks to, Clown Posse and all of that stuff. But no, it was a fun clown, and I still do it. Till the big hook pulls me off the stage, I will do that.
That could be your
Is there-
brand.
is
that
there
could be good for you.
It's hard enough getting people to take me serious. Come on.
Do we have photographic evidence of you sitting in clown makeup at the closing table?
I don't know if we do. Maybe Steve had video surveillance then, but no. Steve was there. My client was there.
Did your clients know that you
I
had
think
this alter ego?
Edberg was the other.
He would be the perfect clown sidekick.
he was not having it either. Just so you know.
Perfect.
Oh.
All right. Well, thanks for dropping by and sharing some stories
Thanks for
with
having me
us.
here today. It was a blast, guys.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
All right. Well, that's it for Hear This.